Hello and welcome to the 11th vlog of my vloggingness. My vlog goes all the way up to 11 now. Right, it's been one hell of a week. Lots been going on in my personal life, so I haven't really got much done miniatures wise. So this is going to be a bit of padding content wise, but I've got some new stuff to show you and stuff you won't have seen before. I'm going to sort of recap a few things from previous ones. Also, I do not have a Duplo block with the number 11 on it, or two ones I could put together to make 11. Anyway, it's an empty frame apart from this here. Right, so some of you might have seen something very interesting appear. Oh, it's appeared again. So this is the wolf I got in that Hobbit board game. It's painted now. Some of you will have seen some pictures of this on the Facebook group, and by some I mean both. It's finished now. Yep, it's been painted to match the colour scheme of the Garm from Dragon's Dogma, one of my favourite computer games. I copy a lot of ideas from that. And yeah, quite pleased with it. This will be, I think I'm going to call it a Fenrir wolf in my games. I'll sort of rotate it and then get my hand off it. You can see that it is painted and that my lighting is reasonable today and that I have focus, and this might actually turn out to be a good video. Also, my voice has not gone croaky yet, and I have the option to stop and cough if I need to. Yeah, board game wolf with the rider removed, large-ish citadel base. I don't know what they categorise them as anymore. It's a big overlay base. I bought a pack of these from the local Games Workshop store, which is now called Warhammer. Don't know why they did that. Rebranding thing happened a couple of years back to some of the stores, but not others. So there are Warhammer stores and there are Games Workshop stores. Don't know why. Not relevant anyway. Yep. And on top of that base, I glued chunks of Mantic Dungeon Saga base, filled the gaps with green stuff, and used a plastic chain from a Mega Block set to add that chain there. And then I painted it. I can't remember exactly which colours I've used, but yeah, I've gone for the kind of colour scheme. In fact, I'll post a picture on the Facebook group of I think it's a bit of concept art or something from Dragon's Dogma, which I based the colour scheme on. It's a black creature, so I've painted it a very dark grey with a few highlights, and picked out other bits in dark red to sort of match the picture, which some of you will see later. It's come out. Actually, it's not come out too glossy, but when I undercoated it, it came out very glossy. I think it's something to do with the plastic. And what I should have done, ambulance in the background. What I should have done was then use a very matte black. I've got a Valdio one to go over that undercoat before I started painting, but I because it's been a hell of a week, I wasn't really with it, wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I just started painting the colour straight on top of that. So this came out incredibly glossy. So I covered it in Coat Arms matte varnish to try and get rid of the gloss. That didn't work, and I thought, shit, this is going to turn out incredibly glossy. And what I did is I got Army Painter anti-shine matte varnish, or those words may be in another order, and I put 2 layers of that over, and now it is, I don't know if I'm just being paranoid that it looks a little glossy in places, but it's considerably less glossy than it was, so it looks fine. Also, this lighting does not help it not look glossy, but quite pleased with that. It's a very dark miniature. Some people ask, how do you paint black? My answer is I don't. I avoid painting black whenever possible. This is very dark colours, which sort of gives the illusion of black on the tabletop, but it's not black. This is like an off grey and an off red, carefully blended to give the appearance of black while still getting highlights and tone and shades and other words to do with colours. Right, so this is the only thing I've really finished this week, apart from... Oh, should we jump cut and make it disappear? Let's do that. And something else has appeared in its place. There we go. So this is the other thing I got done this week. This is Panda's Wood Elf Druid for my current campaign, and because it was a Citadel model it was based on, it was very, let's say, easily damaged. Fragile isn't quite the right word, but his little bird that was sitting on his hand broke off during last game. So what I've done is I have cut away the sort of strap the bird was attached to and pin mounted the bird, replaced the little feet there, and his little bird, his familiar, is on a separate base now. I'll come back to that. I'm going to put it there. And for the model itself, well, the main guy itself, I've replaced his hand with the hand off a Mantic Ghoul, because it was the best one I could find. It's not ideal, but I think I've got away with it. And in a previous video, you probably didn't see it very well because I hadn't invented focus back then. You might have heard me talk about there being a horrible gap at the back of the head. I took this opportunity to cover that with green stuff, which I blended back into the back of the headdress there. So there is no weird gap in the hair now that you can see because it's got fur over it. And this is about all I've really done this week. So yeah, not that much to show you. So I'm going to put you back there. The other thing I did was I had spare green stuff, so got these Blink Dogs. These are the WizKids unpainted D&D ones, and because I needed more than 2 to make a decent sized encounter group. In fact, if you've got Blink Dogs in your game, ideally you want 3 or more. They sell them in packs of 2 and there are only 2 varieties, so I've made mine variants by doing a head swap and filling the gap with green stuff. I will get these painted, also base them, and again, gap, green stuff, filling. Not really much to show you there. I'm not a brilliant sculptor, but I think I'll get away with this once it's painted. I've filled gaps. I've tried to kind of match the muscularity of the original sculpts there. Probably not brilliantly. I don't think it'll show up once it's painted though, so I'll get away with that. Okay, right. Let's have them blink off a moment. See, they are Blink Dogs. They teleported. Right. So I'm actually up to the 8-minute and a bit mark here. But I did grab some other stuff to show you. But I might just do that in a separate video now, because this actually took longer than I expected. I've nearly filled the full 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to make a bonus video because I've got other stuff out and I want to show it to you. So this is the end of this vlog. I will bring this guy back into the place of focus here. And his little bird there. And I'll put the Garm, Fenrir Wolf there in the background. And, you know, I could probably center the frame or something, but no, you don't want quality. You'd watch someone else's video if you wanted that. So, if you like this, like it with the liking button, and if you would like to subscribe, then subscribe with the subscribing button, and also something to do with the bell. This is what you say at the end of YouTube videos, I am told. So, until next time, goodbye, and I need a goodbye catchphrase.